My name is Rachelle Pierre, and I have the pleasure of being your MC for tonight's Success Boston College Completion Graduation. As the MC, I came up with 6 goals. 1, help you to get to know my fellow graduates as well as me. 2, help you realize how awesome and unique the Success Boston partnership is. 3, make sure you enjoy the evening and post a lot on social media using my hashtag Success Boston. One word, Success Boston. 4, get out here on time. 5, make jokes that you'll laugh at even though they're not funny. 6, keep you all awake. Hopefully we won't have any sleepers in here. I think the food will be really well. As well as have a separate check. I'll check in here and there to make sure you guys are really excited. 1 being not really excited, 5 being really excited, but we'll ignore the 1 and keep it at the 5 the whole night. Great? Awesome. We, alongside I, promise this evening will be worth your while. Does that sound all right with you all?
Yes.
For those of you who don't know, Success Boston is a Boston citywide college completion initiative. Together, the Boston Foundation, the Boston Public Schools, the City of Boston, 37 area institutions of higher education led by UMass Boston, and local nonprofit partners, bless you, are working to double the college completion rate for students of the BPS. I have been part of the Success Boston for about 6 years now. So you can call me a rookie, it's okay. I remember when I first learned about Success Boston Partner, bottom line, when I was a junior at Central Academy, aka Hyper High School before it closed down, and continuing my senior year at Fenway High School. Shout out to Fenway High. Bottom line, help me make the challenging transition from high school to college and navigate through college. Being the first person in my family to go to college was a foreign world to me. So I want to give back. I want to give a special shout out to my Success Boston coach, Jen, who is an audience in here today. Jen, do you mind standing up? Give me Jen, among others, from the Success Boston community, helped me pave a clear path through the cloudy road to college. So much that I wanted to give back. In the summer of 2015, I applied to be on the initiative's Student Leadership Council, SLC, that meets here at the Boston Foundation. How convenient we're here now. Now for the past 2 years, I have been on the initiative's ambassadors, ensuring that student voice and perspective is involved in the work of the initiative. I want to be sure that I pave the way for those from the city who are younger than me, like my little brother Gene. Gene, please, your way. Who is here with us today and successfully graduated high school, Fenway High, shout out to Fenway High, and continues on wanting to major in exercise science and sports communication with a minor in child psychology. This kid got goals. It is for him to persist through and graduate from college like me. Success Boston has provided me with the opportunities to do just that. Throughout my time at Fenway and Northeastern, my bottom line coaches and the Success Boston community pushed me to be the best version of myself inside and outside the classroom. I was encouraged to take advantage of opportunities during my long 5 years at Northeastern, where I recently graduated magna cum laude with a bachelor's in political science with double minors in criminal justice and urban studies. One of my many blessings that I'm truly grateful for was and still is being awarded the prestigious Bill and Melinda Gates Scholarship. Which funds each scholar's education career in full for up to 10 years, ideally up to their PhD. During my middle year, aka junior year, at Northeastern, I went to Kenya, Africa. Dunaningani, another world. While I was in Kenya, I was able to study community health, politics, and learn the language of Swahili, as you can tell. I specifically focused on 2 projects, one of them being my personal project and the other being my group project. My personal project focused on malnutrition in relation to the study of obesity, overweightness, and perception of body image in Kenya. And my group project was on the motor vehicle accidents in Kenya, identifying factors for change. In addition to my international experience, over the past 5 years at Northeastern, I was able to complete 2 co-ops. For those of you who aren't familiar with the Northeastern co-op program, it is a 6 to 8 month long professional experience as a full-time staff member at a company or organization. One of my co-ops was at the Boston Scholar Athletes Program, where I worked as a zone facilitator intern, in my other co-op as an Africa Region project assistant at the Institute for Healthcare Improvement. Through both professional experiences, I was able to see everything change in front of my eyes. I've also served on executive boards. I was the president of Stepping on Another Level, shout out to Great which is a step dance group, or a member of Northeastern Black Student Association, Haitian Student Unity, Black Christian Fellowship, and as a Gates campus-based leader, all while as a peer mentor and a peer tutor. I want to give a huge shout out to Bottom Line for helping me decide which co-ops, opportunities, and programs would allow me to flourish and grow into the person I am today. I'm ecstatic that I was able to experience all of them and share with them all of them today, and leave a legacy behind for Success Boston and Northeastern students who will come after me. Now, it is my great honor and pleasure to be tonight's MC. So now let's get ready for the program. Tonight we have lined up great speakers who will tell you more about the important work of Success Boston is doing and why we're gathered here today. I want to first introduce this evening's host, Mr. Paul Grogan. Paul, this is actually the second time I've introduced you this past year.
You're going to be nicer this time.
So impressive in your career, I practically have it memorized. Maybe almost memorized. We'll try. Paul Grogan, I'm reading from there. Paul Grogan became the president and CEO of the Boston Foundation in July of 2001. Under Mr. Grogan's leadership, the Boston Foundation has become a highly influential civic convener. Mr. Grogan joined the Boston Foundation of Hampshire University, where he served as Vice President for Government, Community, and Public Affairs. Mr. Grogan's passion for cities began in Boston, where he served mayors Kevin White and Raymond Flynn. Mr. Grogan graduated with honors in American History from Wheelock College and earned a master's degree in administration from the Harvard Graduate School of Education. Most importantly, also the co-chair of the Success Boston College Contribution Initiative. Please welcome Paul Grogan.
Do I really have to follow Rachel? It really doesn't seem fair, but I'll do the best I can. One of the many things I loved about what you said is that you want to be the best version of yourself. That's a great ambition. I'm going to remember that. Well, I want to extend my congratulations to all of you who have accomplished really something monumental for yourselves and for your community by participating in the Success Boston program and drawing on its resources to help you get to a very big milestone, which is college graduation. And it really is a huge milestone, and unfortunately it's a huge divide in our society. If you look at the statistics, particularly in this part of the country, where most of the jobs that are being created really require educational attainment at a certain level. If you have that educational attainment, this is a great place to be. If you don't, it's almost like being punished. It's just the opportunities are not going to be there for you in the abundance that you want to see there. So, you know, we all say there's no such thing as a silver bullet, but the more experience we've had with Success Boston and the broader issue of educational attainment, I think a college degree is a kind of silver bullet because it seems to just trigger all sorts of potential that's not there otherwise. And I think you're familiar with the financial consequences. You know, college graduates will earn probably more than $1 million more than high school graduates over the course of a working career. That's a big difference. But it's only one dimension. College graduates live longer than non-college graduates, up to 6 or 7 years longer on average. College graduates are much healthier throughout their lifetime than non-college graduates. College graduates vote and get involved in their community at a much higher level than non-graduates. And there are many, many other dimensions of this. So this is a powerful lever for change if we can encourage more and more young people to stay the course, to have the grit and the determination and the resilience to get through it and to achieve that degree. And we realized years and years ago, before Success Boston happened, but we got the very unhappy statistics from a study about how few young people were graduating from college, Boston public school graduates. It was really very, very distressing. But thanks to the late Mayor, Tom Menino, who pulled us all together, you know, and Rachel talked about the city, the school system, the 37 institutions of higher education in the area, and we crafted this initiative called Success Boston, which had almost absurd ambitions given where we started. But we've been at it in a very steady, methodical way, and we've gotten big results, as I think you know. Now, more than half of you are graduating from college, and that is up from somewhere in the 30-some% when we started. That's a big, big change, and we are on track for getting to the ultimate goal that we set at the outset, which is 70%. Now, that's another big jump. That would be national news if we can get there. But we're so encouraged by what you did and what we continue to learn about how to make the program even more effective. One of the ways it's been incredibly effective already is the nonprofit organizations who are the hosts for the coaches. And we're going to recognize some people in a minute who are just doing an extraordinary job. But I want to pay my own tribute to the nonprofits who are delivering this program. And in fact, I'd love it. Anybody on any of the nonprofit organizations, could you please stand and be recognized right now? You really are an incredibly precious resource for our community, and you have made it plausible for us to stay on this path and continue to have the success that we have had. The other thing I want to just say in conclusion is, as I look out at all of you, the stunning diversity of the classes, the cohorts that come through Success Boston. You are the city, you are the state, you are the country that we are becoming. And I look forward to keeping track of all of you and the enormous accomplishments that lay ahead. And we'll take some satisfaction that Success Boston can take a little credit for putting you on that path of extraordinary opportunity that you now are on. So again, congratulations and my very best wishes.
Paul, I also want to say a special thank you to you and the 2 years I've been able to serve on the Success Boston Community Leadership, same for the school, Success Boston Student Leadership Council at the Boston Foundation. Once a month for the past 2 years, I've been meeting here right in the Roxbury Conference room, right behind this wall, with my fellow ambassadors. Will his SLC members please raise a hand? Hi.
There you go.
You've been working really hard in ensuring student voice for Success Boston. It is with great pleasure and great to know to work with the organization on behalf of the initiative. Thank you for ensuring student voice and perspective in the forefront of this work. We are also fortunate to have another Success Boston coacher with us in the house tonight. It is my pleasure to now introduce to you Mr. Ken Montgomery. Ken Montgomery is the first Vice President and CEO of Federal Reserve Bank of Boston. Mr. Montgomery is responsible for the bank's financial services, information technology, cybersecurity, community outreach, human resources, and strategic planning. Mr. Montgomery chairs the board of the Boston Private Industry Council, known as PIC, the city's workforce development board. The PIC mobilizes business, the BPS, higher education, government, labor, and community organizations to create opportunities for both young individuals like me and adults. And most importantly, Mr. Montgomery is also co-chair of the Success Boston College Membership Initiative. Take it away, Ken, please.
So Rachel had 6 objectives for tonight. When I was meeting with her before, I said I had one, which is I will be brief. So I have this cool job where I get to run the Federal Reserve Bank of Boston, but I also have a couple of other cool jobs that I get to do. And one is to be the chair of the PIC and work on this Success Boston initiative. And I'll pick up where Paul left off in saying congratulations to all of you. So in my role in terms of Success Boston and the PIC is to represent the interest of the business community so that we can work with universities and the high schools to talk about here's what employers need, not only today, but in the future relative to job skills. And so I get to see the dozens of interns that we hire every summer at the Boston Fed and work with them to develop the skills that they need in things like cybersecurity and data and analytics. But I also get to see all the other companies involved in the PIC and the people and the interns working there. And we talk to them about what are the requirements that they're going to have for jobs opening up for all of them. And then we work collaboratively with the Boston Foundation, as I said, the schools and others, to make sure we're building that into the curriculum so that when you get out of school, you go right into a job. And that's what we're all really looking for. You know, one of the things the Federal Reserve is responsible for is making sure that we have a stable economy. And having a stable economy requires that people have jobs and that we have the skills to fulfill those jobs in the future. And so that's what we're really very proud of all of you doing, in the sense that you're going to continue your education and your learning. And I would say never stop with all of that. So think of this as the first stop on a journey that you've been very successful, and we want you to continue all of that going forward. Good luck, and many thanks for doing it. How was that for achieving my objective?
Thank you, Ken and Paul. You all have shown relentless effort and leadership in this work, bringing together partners across the city and helping individuals like me. We thank you. I also want to take a few moments to recognize some other individuals whose leadership has paved the way for our initiative's success. Neil Sullivan, Selena Miranda, Justin Strasburger, Wayne Young, Tony Benoit, Clea Andrades, Christian McSwain, Patty Saris, Pamela and Belden Daniels, Mark Hilton, Mike Larison, Liana Michelle, Julie Blackburn. Before moving forward, let's get a crowd tip in here. How's everyone feeling? Everyone's awake? Okay, that's a good sign. So I want to make sure we're all using social media. Are you social media platforms? So everyone's taking pictures, snapping, hashtagging, Success Boston, one word. Let me ask you all a quick question. Do we all have social media platforms? Yes. Please raise your hand if you do. Okay. Being that you all practically raise your hand, I know those who didn't, I know deep down that you have social media platforms. It's okay. I want to see something out. I want to try something out tonight. Now, before I introduce our two graduate speakers, I want to take a moment and ask you all to do something for me. After I say go, do these 4 things. 1, introduce yourself to someone next to you. 2, take a selfie with that person, telling them what you wanted to be when you were younger. Firefighter, MMA fighter, all the fighters on the above. 3, post that selfie on your social media platform that I know you have. Using the hashtag #SuccessBoston. One word. Yes. And 4, make sure you give that person next to you a high five. Now, go. It is now my great honor and fabulous happiness to introduce you all the 2 incredible individuals who recently earned their college degrees and are going to share their stories with us tonight, Jean and Karen. First, Jean Dolin came to the United States from Haiti in 2012. He was placed into the 11th grade at CASH, the Community Academy for Science and Health, where we're neighbors. Yeah, so where he graduated in 2013. He recently received his associate degree from Southern New Hampshire University in Healthcare Management Policy. One word that best describes Jean: driven. Please join me in welcoming Jean.
This is such a horrible picture. Don't I look better than that? Thank you, Rachel, for this flattering introduction. I can never believe when people are saying such great thing about me. I'm not that good. I'm very honored to be here. Thank you so much to all the team that I've worked with to make this night happening. Danny Rivera is in the corner here. This is my coach at Match Beyond. Thank you so much. I believe that tonight they will be recognizing some great coaches, and I hope that you win. Truly, I believe there are other coaches in the room that are doing great work, and I don't think we can ever take one or specific one, which one is greater. If one of you get the big recognition tonight, just know to the rest of you, you are doing such great work with us students. I mean, the coaches can be horrible, just like Daddy can call me too many times and making sure that I do it, that I'm coming at one time. Sometimes it's like, what the hell? Seems like his priority was to make sure that I was on the grid, that I was moving forward. His commitment to my education was something so special that oftentimes he's like a dad, making sure that he is doing what he needs to do. And to the people that I have met, Miss James, I remember from Community Academy of Science and Health, she would stay with me until 5 p.m. to work on algebra, and she didn't have to, but she did. People like Wozy Steve, that I met from the Boston Industry Council, work with me. She's been my career planner since 2013. We check every now and then, 6 months, 1 year. She's really the backbone of the interviews and the applications and all of that. I can never say thank you enough to her. The coaches, the guidance counselors, the mentors, these are the people who really understand our struggles as students. These are the people who have enough degrees to, they could have been chasing the money, but instead they choose to stay with us and they seek greater opportunities on behalf of students. So thank you guys very much. And I don't even think there's any way that I could have made it, me along with the other students that are in the room, if I had not met you, if they have not met you along the way. So on behalf of all the students that are in the room, I really want to say thank you. And your commitment is something that we take very considerate, and as I move forward in my academic journey and in my career, I will take your commitment and transfer your commitment as a charge. I will use your commitment as my charge to be patient, a charge to be available, and a charge of being understandable of others. Not only who they are, but their struggle, their challenges, and what they need to be successful. I promise you that I will be thoughtful in the work that I'll be doing, whether in a healthcare facility, whether in a technological firm, whether messing up algebra, whether in the community, or maybe if you choose to hire us, I don't know how to count, so I'll be I can tell all of you, as a Haitian immigrant who could not attend college after I graduated high school because of my immigration status that I had then, and because of money, as a young man who often is misunderstood, I understand the challenges that minority face. I understand the challenges that young people face, and I understand more than anyone else what immigrants have to go through in order to get those challenges by. And if I overcame those challenges, I believe that everybody else can with just a little support. To those of you fellows who are still in school, or even if you're entering your career, please know that your success does not depend on your challenges. It does not depend on the barriers that are raised against you. Your success depends on your commitment, your hard work, and your ability to thrive. With hard work, just know that all dreams are within reach, and the opportunities that will be available to you are boundless. I cannot believe that I'm standing here tonight. And when I think of the odds that were raised against me just 5 years ago, or maybe even 4 years ago after I graduated high school, I would walk by the wall where the students have their name, the list of college that I accepted them. I could not even apply, and I'll be like, whatever. But here I am today. Immigration was a problem, money was a problem, mentoring was a problem, but I did not give up. I did not choose to go home and be a bystander. I did not choose violence. Instead, I volunteered whenever I was asked, whenever there was an opportunity. And I engaged with my community more than ever. Just recently, I was the victim of an assault. I talked to other people, some of my friends, and I had the option to pick up a gun and go after them, or to choose a pen to educate. I chose the pen. It is not because I'm weak. Trust me, I'm a troublemaker. It's just because I understand that the challenges of this community, the challenge of violence in the street is bigger than me, bigger than my thirst for revenge. And just thinking about it now really make me realize the troubles that I could have put myself in. It's great to make smart decisions. But I know that my ability to make smart decisions is not common for everybody. Some youth out there, they struggle to find a path. Some of them struggle to even discover if there's a path out there to follow their dreams. And some of them don't even know that they are allowed to dream. And the only reason why that I'm not struggling with this no more is because of the people and the professionals that I've met along the way. So thank you. I just earned my first college degree this past May at Southern New Hampshire University. And I stand here as a Success Boston graduate speaker. I know that my story is not just mine. It is the story of thousands of students with different action who wake up every day tired, but they have to show up to work and show up to classes in the afternoon. My story is the story of students who do not have it all figured out. Some folks just head to college right after high school, 4 years bachelor's degree. Some of us have to navigate to community college, public classes, volunteer to get there. It is not because we are wrong, it is not because we challenge you, it's just because we don't have it all figured out. We need your support, we need a little mentoring, we need a little guidance. I took my active placement test 7 times at 4 different community colleges before I enrolled in one that I had to quit 4 months after because I lost a friend in an act of violence in 2014. And when I heard about Match Beyond, I knew then that I had found a way to my education. And I will use that education that I just got, and hopefully that I'll continue to get, to help my community, to help the youth, to help the cause of women. I have 6 sisters. To help saving our planet, to advocate for LGBTQ, and to create more opportunities for the next generation to come. We can only hope for a better future if we invest in our children. And I just say that because I think of my niece sometimes, she's so curious. Why do you have this? Why do you have that? And just thinking about the opportunities that will be available to her that I can think of myself just make me think she will be great. And I don't want my niece to be just great. I want every little girl, every little boy to be great. I hope that they don't have to go through what I've gone through. And if they have to go through that, I want to make sure that I've done something for them to get ahead. I remember the kids left in Haiti. They probably could have written a better speech than I did. I know that just across this country, or even in this country, there is another black 23-year-old man with the same commitment that I have, with probably the same vision, but he just lacks opportunity. He just doesn't have Danny in his life. And so as I do my work in this community, I really hope that I can do what exactly my friend Hillary Clinton has been inspiring me to do. To resist, to persist, to insist, and to enlist. Because even in our individualism, even when I go through my own struggles, she goes through her own struggles, we enlist together. I understand that this journey that I am on, this journey that you're on, it's just about all of us. Thank you.
Thank you so much for picking up that pen and educating others. Let them know they are meaningful and they are great. And reminding them that dreams do come true and you're pushing through. You showed your speech just like, I was like, wow, yes, yes. Great job. But we also have another special speaker tonight, Karen. Karen Morales was born and raised in Boston. She attended both public and periodical school. I almost started with parochial schools in the city of Boston, and then went on to high school at Fenway High School, graduating class of 13. Karen graduated from Wheelock College a Passion for Action Scholar in May 2017. She's headed to Austin University in the fall to enroll in an advanced master's in social work. One word that best describes Karen: electric. Please welcome the stage. Hello everyone, good evening. That was amazing. I don't know how I'm gonna top that, but I hope you like what I have to say. So I'm a city girl, born and raised in Dorchester as a proud Latina in a predominantly Cape Verdean neighborhood. High school was a roller coaster. While I was a very bright and excelled academically, I found myself having constant battles with myself. My sister had also graduated from my high school, so I had to find a way to break out of her shadow, like any younger sister, you know. As time went on, I proved to my teachers that I was by far not like my sister. In high school, my passion for social justice grew. It is where I realized that I wanted to help those who were left voiceless. I took part in walkouts, social justice issues, was a student ambassador, and a support for anyone who needed it. High school fostered the learning that I would need to become an advocate. While in high school, I was involved in my church organization and was able to travel to other states and take part in different community events. I was lucky. Lucky because I had an incredible team that has helped me grow and become the person that you see today. My guidance counselor pushed me to excel and challenge myself. It is because of her that I decided to pursue social work in college. These experiences were the beginning of where I am today. Once at Wheelock, I dove right in. While maintaining a busy work schedule, attending school full-time, and taking part in volunteer opportunities on the side, I was exhausted myself. That is when Joelle, my coach, came in. So, this is the story of how I met Joelle. It's a very interesting one. It's like not a normal one, but I'm so happy that I went that day. So, I initially went to High Square Task Force with my cousin Amy, who is also in Success Boston. And she just told me, come on, Karen, let's go. I was like, okay, fine, I'll go with you. So I'm going to see Joelle. My cousin's talking to Joelle. I think they finished. And then he goes, so what about you? And he just sits there and starts asking me all these questions. And then he was like, hey, you're in college, you went to school in Boston, come join us. Just like that, real smooth job. Like, but then I was hesitant. I don't like to make commitments. And I was like, okay. So I just said yes. But saying that yes was the best decision, I think, of my life. And to Joelle, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for all that you've done for me. For the past, 3 years that I've known you, 2-3 years, you have been just that rock. Just like that, he was my coach. He has given me several reality checks. When things got rough, he made sure to say the words that I needed to hear. He always said, you can achieve any dream you want, but the one that tops it all is what he tells me every single day. And he asked me today, actually. He always says, taking a day for yourself is the most important thing. Never forget to take care of yourself and give yourself a break. Today he asked, am I okay? Did I take a break? So Joe, thank you for that. That literally saves my life. So I appreciate that. These words, as I said, are the best things I have ever heard. Because Joe saw that I would overwork myself, I began losing sleep, not eating as much. I was burning myself like to the max, guys. It was horrible. Thankfully, my support team was amazing and were my rock. You were my rock. Their support and the push helped me finish strong. Although I did not always meet Joel in person, he would always call, email, text, you name it. He was always pushing me to move forward and not give up. He is the reason why today I stand here in front of you guys without bags under my eyes. So January of 2006 and on was a challenging semester. From January to July, 6 months, I lost either family friends or family members. I lost my grandfather and my uncle, which today is actually a 1-year anniversary of his death, right after each other. And it was a very, very difficult time for me. On top of losing all these family members, family friends, it was very challenging. I lost hope for a while and was so focused on family that I was not focused on school. Thankfully, my teacher and my coach were my biggest supports. Going through the college experience has made me conscious of the injustice and inequalities that are still being faced around the world and this country. College has given me a new perspective on life. It has shown me my privilege as well as the many privileges I do not have. Overall, college has given me the tools and resources that I need to better advocate personally and professionally for underserved populations. During my time at Wheelock, I was fortunate enough to take part in walkouts, sit-ins, and discussions that challenged the Wheelock administration. These acts have prepared me to confront more social issues. In the classroom, the Wheelock community and its professors have openly shared stories and examples of racial and social injustice. Alongside the education I received in the classroom, through my internship at the Boston Public Health Commission Addictions Bureau, I had hands-on experience working with an underserved population. I specifically worked with individuals who struggled with substance use. In this practicum, I was fortunate enough to look at substance abuse from a micro and a macro setting. I learned that program policy and government policy needs to be challenged. As a social worker, I knew it was my duty to fight for my clients and demand change. Wheelock has taught me that I am strong enough and I am tough enough to combat any challenge that may come. Through my service learning trips provided by Wheelock, I was fortunate enough to go to West Africa, Belize, and New Orleans. These places helped me see just how important cultural competence is. In college, I learned to embrace culture and language. Without culture and tradition, what knowledge would we gain about others? What would we learn? I have found that I have a passion for traveling and helping those abroad. While traveling abroad, I lose myself in country's culture. I step out of my privileged American life, and I learned about the different perspectives of life, spirituality, and most of all, what it means to love. My traveling gives me the opportunity to become mindful of the different representations of happiness one can have. It makes me appreciative. This has influenced me to pursue my master's in social work. I have been accepted, as we said, I have been accepted to Boston University's Advanced Standing MSW program. I will be focusing on the clinical aspect of social work, where I am happy to announce that I'll be specializing in trauma and domestic violence. It is true. It is true. To specialize in trauma and domestic violence, you must be very passionate and must be ready to fight the many barriers that will arise. I for sure know that I'm ready to grab anything that comes my way and fight for what is right. It is my passion. My long-term goal is to become an international social worker and work in areas where there are large exposures to trauma, either in orphanages or refugee camps. With this, I want to start an organization that allows the youth from inner city neighborhoods to travel to these countries and learn about the different health professionals that may be out there. So, as a city girl, born and raised in Dorchester, and as a proud Latina, I have learned that my deepest fear is not that I'm inadequate. My deepest fear is that I'm powerful beyond measure. It is my light, not my darkness, that most frightens me. I ask myself, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous, but actually, who am I not to be? I am a child of God. My playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure about me. We are all meant to shine as children do. I was born to make the manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it's in everyone in this room. And as I let my own light shine, I consciously give other people permission to do the same. As I am liberated from my own fear, my presence automatically liberates others. Thank you.
Shining bright. I was like, is that Karen? It's shining so bright. But Joelle being Iraq, shout out to our support systems. Thank you both for sharing your wonderful story, and I know your story doesn't stop here.